This has to be one of the craziest things we've ever seen.
It's called the gravity jet suit.
You strap it on and you zoom around in the sky like a real-life Iron Man.
In this video, Erica and I follow this guy from New York all the way to England,
where he drops $500,000 on his own jet suit.
We'll see him test it out for the first time
and be there when he struggles big time
to get his very expensive toy off the ground.
We'll also get to see Ray strap it on.
Oh boy. First, let's rewind to the road trip we took to pick up a jet suit.
We drove 2 hours outside of London
to an old Air Force base
where the JETSUIT company rents out an airplane hangar.
This is where they practice flying.
It's kind of the middle of nowhere, England.
And I'm behind the wheel.
And trust me, that's a scary thing.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Am I?
Yeah. Gotta be on the left side of the line.
That's embarrassing.
We're off to a great start already.
Where are we going? Straight?
Yeah, straight.
Yeah. Finally, we arrive at this old airplane hangar that's totally surrounded by farms.
This is where we meet Steve Louro.
Game time, baby.
Steve's a New York entrepreneur.
And the second man in the world to buy a jet suit.
I saw someone flying on a jet suit online, and I started doing a little research. Instead of buying a very expensive car, I said to myself, I'm buying this thing.
So Steve wrote a check for $440,000 and bought a jet suit.
I'm so excited. I'm like so excited I can't even sit still.
And our cameras followed him and his friend Rob, who we brought for moral support.
Over to England to watch them pick it up.
All really fun stuff starts with people signing their lives away in a waiver, right?
Did he even read the paperwork?
Now he's ready to drive over to see his brand new jet suit.
This part's crazy.
When we pulled up to the hangar, all of a sudden we hear it sound like an F-16 flying overhead. It's Richard Browning. He's flying by, flying over us, spins around the car. We were totally in shock.
The superhero who just landed on the tarmac
is the jet suit inventor and CEO of Gravity, Richard Browning.
Now, this guy's cool.
We created a 1,000 horsepower jet engine flying suit. 2 small engines on each arm and then one larger one round the back.
And I said to Richard, you make Iron Man look like a little small guy, like this big.
After Browning makes his big dramatic landing,
it's time for the big reveal inside the hangar.
I was just in awe. I was speechless. What a cool scene.
So this flying contraption is called a jet suit.
But don't think of this as a suit you just throw on your back and walk out the door.
This is a really complex piece of machinery
that runs off jet fuel, hence the name JETSUIT.
That's right, there's actual jet fuel burning in the engines.
It takes 2 people to strap Steve in.
I see like fluid moving around in the backpack, and I'm saying to myself, that's jet fuel. Oh my God, this is real.
So the fuel we use is either jet fuel or diesel. It's not rocket fuel or anything explosive.
Oh yeah, jet fuel seems so much safer than rocket fuel.
I mean, you cannot pay me to strap that thing on.
Before Steve and Rob can even think about bringing this bad boy home,
Browning has planned hours and hours of training for them.
This is gonna take 2 full days.
The suit and engines that they strap on Steve weigh almost 100 pounds.
And this is what training day looks like.
Oh, this feels heavy.
Steve's making his way to a metal platform.
The Gravity team uses this for training rookies.
It's a special rig that includes a crane with a safety rope.
It's basically a tether that attaches to the back of the jet suit to make sure you don't fly away.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Nudge the power
thrust.
Yeah.
Here he goes.
Even though it looks like he's doing nothing,
Steve is actually trying his best to hold his arms out and arch his back.
it takes some serious muscle and the right angle for liftoff.
I mean, it actually sounds a lot easier than it really is.
The struggle is real, and Steve's not getting it in the first go-around.
Even after a few minutes of hovering, he still doesn't get it, so Richard just shuts the engines down.
This is clearly going to take some practice.
Lots and lots of practice.
Steve takes a break so his buddy Rob can give it a shot.
He's about to feel 1,000 horsepower shooting through the engines attached all over his body.
I hope he's ready for it.
All that force is pushing against your body, and it's extreme.
So flying a jet suit is super complicated.
But it's not impossible.
For Steve and Rob, though,
Oof, they're struggling.
One wrong move and it throws you all over the place like a rag doll.
Now, even though they've had a handful of practice runs on day one,
they're still not quite getting it.
man, I hope you did a lot better than that.
Lucky for them, there's a second full day of training.
If I don't get my lift, I'm gonna spin.
And you can see on day 2,
They're getting better.
really?
No.
But there is a turning point when Rob gets back in the suit.
It takes a lot of time, but Rob got off the ground first.
All of us are gathered around watching,
We couldn't believe it, honestly, and we're just so excited that he's actually up in the air.
and then he's not.
And all of a sudden, he lost control and starts going 100 miles an hour and spins. I call him Spinderella.
Somebody get this up!
To be fair to the guys, this jet suit definitely has a steep learning curve.
And Richard tells us that some people actually pick it up easily.
Like the former gymnasts and elite athletes that make up part of the gravity flying team.
But Steve and Rob?
Yeah, they need a lot more training.
I figured in 2 days I was going to bring this thing back home and be flying down the LI-8. We're not ready to fly it safely.
Awesome.
We left the jet suit in the UK. Rob and I are going to go back and train, and we'll be flying, hopefully like Richard.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, you spend almost 500 grand and you gotta leave it in England.
I'm not a billionaire. I don't have hundreds of millions of dollars. This was a major, major investment for me, and I'm glad I did. It was worth every single penny.
But this isn't over yet. Ray's actually getting suited up right now.
And this is embarrassing.
You're about to see if Ray can do any better than Steve did. This, right?
I'm about to kill it.
I think we gotta check that footage.
So first things first, I get my gear on with the help of the gravity team. With my chastity belt.
So this will be set up to be like a familiarization thing, so you'll just get to feel what it's like. There'll be some power.
When you were getting suited up, at some point, you looked like you couldn't even breathe.
Initially, it's not that uncomfortable until the body harness is tightened so much it feels like it's cutting your blood flow off and squeezing the air out of your lungs.
Does that feel good?
Yeah.
Sick. Right, if you stand up. That's it, let's just tighten these up.
Yeah, everything feels loose except my balls.
You got loose skin everywhere else.
They feel tight.
Okay, TMI, Ray, TM.
Okay, I will say nothing more about my balls. Everything was in place and I was ready to go full Tony Stark. The most important thing is the stance you have to hold to get airborne.
You sort of have to flex your arms to get control of these engines.
She's acting like she knows what
Yeah,
she's
like-
talking about. So Richard's basically telling me I have to look like the Incredible Hulk about to take a shit.
How heavy does it feel?
They feel pretty heavy. It feels like a little bicep warm-up.
It is not easy to walk around in that Iron Man jet suit.
And there you are getting tethered to the rope for the first time flyers. Oh, how cute.
It looks like they're gonna hang me.
For your first go, just play with what it feels like to have these fire hoses of kind of thrust.
Okay.
And you just play with the throttle.
Okay, be honest. Are you freaking out at this point?
Yeah, honestly, I'm totally freaking out, and you can actually see it in my face in the video.
But why? You're one of the only people in the world that's done this. What's wrong?
So there's three major issues. One, the suit is super duper tight. Two, the engines are really loud. They literally like shake your ears. And then the third thing, the fire coming out of the engines is hot as f.
Okay, that's scary.
It's about half power, so it's enough to get familiar with what's going on, but not enough to really blow you around too much. Still, don't point them at the stuff you don't want to have warm.
That's Richard's way of saying don't point the engines at anything that you don't want to burst into flames.
It's a good idea.
Try not to chicken wing bend your arm.
Okay, so what does it actually feel like?
So the power of the engines is awesome. You can feel it like through all of your muscles. It's terrifying and addictive at the same time.
I gotta be honest, I was hoping you'd do better.
Trust me, I did too, and I'm the first to admit my jet suit performance is beyond pathetic.
Nice job. I saw your feet lift up a tiny bit.
Yeah, a whole 2 inches.
I loved it. This is the hardest part right here.
I eventually do get the hang of it and shoot up into the sky. Actually, I'm kidding. That's Richard Browning, who is a man on a mission.
And Gravity has some really cool plans ahead.
Right now, they're doing a bunch of demo races around the world,
From Saudi Arabia
to China.
to Thailand.
So these videos are precursors to what Browning hopes will be a big money-making racing series.
Think NASCAR for jet suits, launching as soon as 2020.
I'm pretty sure Steve and I will not be getting a slot on any racing team.
I don't think so. But Steve's okay with this because he's going to try to make money with his suit.
He's hoping companies will pay him to have someone fly around in a jet suit at their events.
It's a cool idea if it works.
So offset some of the costs. We're going to do corporate events, charge $35,000 to fly around. So we're going to make this a revenue-producing jet suit.
Hopefully he can land safely and actually collect that $35,000 paycheck.
All right, now, so who do you think did better flying this suit? Was it our man Ray or was it Steve? Be completely honest in the comments below.
I don't think we should ask that question. People are going to be like, he couldn't get it up. It's going to be
Stop.
bad.
And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to catch all our new videos.
Wait, how about we just ask people to say stuff about your hair in the comments below?
And you could do that too. But make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook,
And
and
Twitter
at
CNBC Super Rich.